If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. What's going on, everybody? Apple Music released their 100 best albums of all time. So this means no albums, no just hip hop, no just 2024. This means all time. You might have seen this on social media already. Today, we're going to dive into the list. Obviously, we're not going to be discussing every album, mainly also because I haven't listened to every album, but we're going to stop at the most controversial takes, and obviously we're going to focus on hip hop on this channel, so that's what the albums that I'm going to be discussing are mainly going to be. So let's start with this list. Let's jump straight into this because there's a bunch of interesting things on here that I think some people might disagree with. But let's get started. So number 100, The Spot, is Body Talk by Robin. I haven't listened to the album. We're gonna go straight to the next one. Hotel California by the Eagles. I think that's a great pick to have in the best 100. Spot 99. And then it already gets interesting because spot 98 is Astroworld by Travis Scott, which you might know. So this is an album that obviously just came out 5-6 years ago, and it's already at number 98. And obviously you can discuss whether you can have an album in here that is only 6 years old. It's going to continue like that as well. But I think that, it isn't Travis Scott's best work. I personally prefer Rodeo, but I can see why they put it in here. And I think to have it anywhere more up on this list would be unfair because to some of the albums it just doesn't compare. So let's keep going because we got still a lot to go through. Rage Against the Machines, Lorde we have on here, then Usher with Confessions in here as well, which is nice to see. Then we have Untrue by Burial, haven't listened to it, and any of the albums that I haven't listened to that you can recommend me, let me know in the comments. We have a little bit of Destiny's Child in here as well, which I think is cool. Tyler the Creator with Flower Boy, amazing that he made it onto this list. And if with any album, Igor or Flower Boy, I'm happy that they chose Flower Boy because in my heart it's still Flower Boy. Igor isn't quite there yet, but Flower Boy is. So that's pretty cool. George Michael is on here as well. AC/DC, obviously. Lady Gaga, Nina Simone. We have Massive Attack. Mary J. Blige, which is also nice that she deserved a spot in here. Then let's keep going. Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg. Now, when you think about classic hip-hop albums, this one also got to be in it just because it brought him onto the scene. And it, was really one of those defining West Coast funk albums that made its mark, and I think it definitely deserves its spot on here, so I'm happy with that. Let's keep going. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, also very happy that this made it onto the list. Also one of the best hip-hop albums. If you go back and you kind of like make a top 100 list, this should be in there. Neil Young, and then Eminem. I was waiting for this. Maybe the Slim Shady LP is even further up this list, but the Marshall Mathers LP made it onto here, which I like. I like the Marshall Mathers LP. It's, I think, a great album from M. And, that was also kind of how I got started with him. So I'm happy that this made it onto here. It could have even been a little bit higher up the list if it were from my perspective, but it's fine. Lana Del Rey with Norman fucking Rockwell. Okay. Elton John, Madonna, Bad Bunny. This album is only like, I don't know, 2-3 years old. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a classic one. Missy Elliott with Super Duper Fly. That is great. I love how they represented female hip hop in here, and I think I already saw the number 1 spot. I think we all have. So we're gonna get to that, but Missy Elliott in here. That's great. 9 Inch Nails, SOS by SZA. I didn't expect this. So I didn't go through the list. I saw the top 5 or something, but SOS by SZA? I'm not sure. It could deserve its spot on here, obviously. It's a great album, but it only dropped... When did this drop? End of 2023? If I'm correct? So this is an album that is really not old. So this surprises me, if I'm being honest. Now... It's a great album though, 2022, but I don't know if I put it on here. I'm very, very, hesitant when it comes to putting newer albums on this list. So let's keep going a little bit though. We have NWA, Straight Outta Compton, obviously a classic album, great album as well. Also one of the first, albums, old school hip hop albums that I really dove into. So I'm very happy that it got represented on here. Maybe if you compare it to the Marshall Mathers LP, obviously that wasn't as influential. So yeah, you're right. This deserves its spot on here. Metallica, obviously. The Strokes, Is This It? A great album. Happy that it's on here. Portishead, The Smiths, haven't listened. De La Soul, that's dope. I love that they gave De La Soul some recognition on this list. That is a very underrated album. Erykah Badu is on here as well. Probably one of the most sampled artists in hip hop, especially around the 2010s. So Baduism is on here. I mean, what other album would you pick? But that's great. That is nice. You could argue that why is Straight Outta Compton, below all of these albums? But that's something that you gotta talk about with the Apple Music people. Then we have the Jimi Hendrix, which is amazing. All Eyes on Me by Pac. I was waiting for some Pac, but All Eyes on Me, yeah. I mean, that's probably his most successful and his most recognizable album. So All Eyes on Me, I'm very happy that made it onto here. I think it could have even been a little bit more higher up, but obviously I'm talking from a hip-hop perspective, and there's a bunch of non-hip-hop stuff on here. Sade is on here as well. Showing some love to those R&B singers on here as well. That is nice. That is also pretty nice. The Velvet Underground, amazing record. I really recommend that. AM by Arctic Monkeys. So also an amazing record. Pretty new as well. Oasis is on here. What's the Story, Morning Glory. That is an amazing album too. D'Angelo. Okay, nice. I like to see that. We have to go through this a little bit faster because I don't want to make this video 20 minutes. The Cure is on here as well. Rihanna with Anti. I didn't expect this. You can't put Rihanna Anti above Straight Outta Compton or All Eyes on Me. That is weird, bro. Apple, that's kind of weird. But hey, let's keep going. Rolling Stones, Guns N' Roses, amazing album. Prince, nice. Kate Bush, yeah. U2. Beastie Boys, Take Care. Oh, wow. I didn't expect this. 47 for Take Care by Drake. Above NWA, above Tupac. I'm not so sure about that. Take Care is my favorite Drake album. Maybe with Nothing Was the Same. But I don't know if I put it that high. I don't know if I would do that. I love that they're taking recognition of that. Maybe also Drake's connection to Apple Music played some sort of role in this. But yeah, I don't know if I put it here. But I like that they give him some recognition. Bob Marley with Exodus, nice. Bjork is on here. Okay. Stevie Wonder, Talking Heads, Janet Jackson, Outkast. Ooh, nice pick. Okay. This is dope. That is nice that they also put Outkast above Drake, above some of the other people on here, above Rihanna. Nice. That is dope. Aquemini is an amazing record. I like that. That was also one of the earlier records that I dove into as a teenager when I was really getting into hip hop and checking out some old records. Aquemini was one of those albums, together with Straight Outta Compton and which one did I mention before? Obviously Eminem. But that's dope. I like that. Aretha Franklin. Okay. There we have Illmatic. I was waiting for this one because everybody, Illmatic, best album of all time. How could a 17-year-old make this? Nas with Illmatic at placing 39. Now, I think that's a good placing. I guess there's going to be people that are saying, why isn't this number one? But it's all albums. It's not just hip hop. So that's why they put it here. Now, let's see what other hip-hop albums beat Nas, because that is where that's where it gets interesting. There's only a couple of albums that I could understand why people put above Illmatic, because you also got to consider, the importance of it, the historical importance in the culture, in the genre, and Illmatic is very, very high up there. There's not a lot of albums you can justify being more important in hip-hop than Illmatic. There are some, but not a lot, So let's keep going. There's one of them. I get that. You can put Wu-Tang Clan above Illmatic. That's reasonable. It's okay. I'm actually pretty cool with that. There were some others that I was fearing were going to be on here that, okay, this is not, nah, bro. This shouldn't be above Illmatic. This is, no. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Now, this is okay. That's also an album that I dove into a lot. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back by Public Enemy. Also a great record and a very monumental record in hip hop. So, you know, to see those three albums, so Public Enemy, Wu-Tang, and Nas being represented in here in the upper third of this list is a good sign that they spent some time researching for this. So, and it wasn't just somebody putting Taylor Swift in here and Rihanna. So I'm pretty cool with that too. Radiohead, okay. There we have Biggie with Ready to Die, also above all of the others. So they put Biggie above Pac. You got to remember that. But Ready to Die is an amazing record, a very, very good record. Also a monumental record. I say that a lot, but that's great that they put it in here. All right, fuck no. Nah. Okay, we're going to just keep going because this is completely unreasonable. I don't know what they were thinking. It's an alright album, but it's not above Illmatic. Are you kidding me? The Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest. Okay, another one. That's the fourth album I have in this list now that I'm pretty happy about that it's in here because that is an amazing record. The storytelling on this thing is amazing, and a Tribe Called Quest, you know, is an amazing, amazing group of artists. So, you know, the Low End Theory, amazing record. Definitely, you should go check that out if you haven't yet. A classic record. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, obviously a classic that you got to put in here no matter what you're doing. Then we have Led Zeppelin. I already see the next. Here we go. Here all the Twitter voices are going to start, you know, having different opinions. But Twisted Fantasy by Mr. Ye Westy is at number 26 on this list. There's people that are going to say it's number 1. There's people that are saying, you know, why isn't this in the top 10 at least? And now it gets even more questionable when we are going to take a look at some of the albums that are above this. So let's keep going. Let's keep this in mind, though, that this is number 26. We have Miles Davis, David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, nice, amazing record. Daft Punk with Discovery, okay. Bruce Springsteen, The Beatles, Revolver, okay. Beach Boys, Dr. Dre, The Chronic. So they're saying Dr. Dre, The Chronic was more important and better than Illmatic. Now, obviously, we don't know the criteria by which they judged this list, so we can't say that they thought it was more important. But I'm saying that that definitely plays a role. Otherwise, you wouldn't put a lot of these classic hip-hop albums in here. And now, honestly, I say, I mean, kind of when take a look at how this is weighed, we have a lot more older stuff in here than newer. We had Rihanna, we had SZA, we had Billie Eilish, but it's all right. You know, I think the balancing was done pretty well. Happy that Dre made it on here. That's amazing. Okay. Whoa, what? Let's skip that. Yeah, exactly. What's going on? But Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Amazing record, classic. Got to be in here. Johnny Mitchell, Adele. Okay, Bob Dylan, The Blueprint. Okay, so as I said, they're now saying The Blueprint is better than Twisted Fantasy. They're saying it's better than Illmatic. Interesting, but I'm happy that it's on here. I love that record for sure, but I just didn't think it would be this high up. I wasn't expecting this after we saw all the other picks on here, but Jay-Z, The Blueprint. Okay. OK Computer by Radiohead. Classic album. Amazing album too. Fleetwood Mac with Rumors. Great album too. And now we're getting into the top 10. I feel like I've seen a couple of them, but let's go. Beyonce with Lemonade. I'm not sure about that. It is probably her best record. I'm not sure. Probably her best modern record, but not top 10 best albums of all time. I mean, even The Blueprint could deserve that spot more than her. Nirvana, Nevermind. I agree with that. Amazing record. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And here we go. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. Already saw some people. I know that To Pimp a Butterfly is not in here, and that upset a lot of people because obviously it's not limited to one per artist. Because Radiohead already had 2, Beyonce had 2, so they chose Good Kid, Mad City over To Pimp a Butterfly. Not only that, but they don't have To Pimp a Butterfly in this list at all. They just have Good Kid, Mad City at 7, and then To Pimp a Butterfly is over 100. So that is something that I don't agree with. To Pimp a Butterfly was definitely better and more important than Good Kid, Mad City. But hey, they're going to do what they're going to do. I love that Kendrick is on here. Another kind of shot at Drake too. Drake at 47 or something would take care. Good Kid, Mad City in the top 10. But definitely not the album that I would have picked. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. Second one by Stevie as well already. But amazing record, obviously. Blonde by Frank Ocean. Why didn't I see this? I didn't know this was top 5. Okay. Nice. Definitely an amazing record. Probably his best. Channel Orange was also a classic. I've probably listened to Channel Orange more than Blonde, but Blonde is still a very good record. I like it. That's dope. But placing 5 is very high. Okay, let's do this top 5 now. We have Prince with Purple Rain. Okay, yeah. Then Abbey Road, The Beatles. Okay, now it's kind of getting to the obvious, you know. Then we have The Beatles, Abbey Road, Thriller by Michael Jackson, and now for the number 1 spot, you all saw this, Lauryn Hill. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is number 1 of the best albums of all time for Apple. And this is huge for Lauryn Hill. I mean, also, I gotta say, the way that they represented female hip-hop in this list is amazing. I mean, when you go back through the list, you had like everybody in here, you know? So this is, this is dope. I mean, Lauryn Hill on number 1. The album is a classic. Album is amazing. Album is flawless, you know. I think Donald Glover once said it. If he could only choose one album to listen to for the rest of his life, it would be The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So I'm happy with this. All in all, I gotta say this list is not too bad. It's honestly not too bad. There's some questionable stuff in here, why we put some albums over others, but all in all, that's still, subjective, and that's still in some ways subjective. Obviously, you can somehow measure the impact of an album, and that's also what they did, and that's why they made some of the choices they made. The only thing I don't understand is why the hell they put Good Kid, Mad City at 7 and To Pimp a Butterfly not even in the 100. That is the only thing that I'm very, very curious about, and I would like to speak to some people at Apple about that. But all in all, I'm very happy with this list. Great showing for Lauryn Hill. I love that. I think I'm gonna go listen to the album right now after I finish this video. But I definitely want to know what y'all think about this. This has been a topic on, hip-hop Twitter and just on social media over the past couple of days after they were kind of rolling this out, hinting at some of those things. Let me know your thoughts on the albums in here. Let me know which album you thought deserved a better placing. And if you agree with me that To Pimp a Butterfly should have been at the spot that Good Kid, Mad City was on. Maybe there was an intern that just kind of like messed it up and they wanted to put To Pimp a Butterfly at 7, but he was kind of like Kendrick Lamar and they put Good Kid, Mad City. But let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.